Welcome back for a new episode on the Zibo800. This time we are flying from Geneva to Paris-Orly, and we start by putting the fuel. The flight is about 300 nautical miles. So as far as the fuel is concerned, we put 6 tons on top of what we have. So 6 tons, 10 kilos. Payload, we go for 12,100 kilo. Let's now go to the overhead panel. We do have some ground power available. So first, switch battery on. Ground power on. Emergency exit lights on. Logo lights on. IRES left to nav on DC, and then align lights illuminate. IRES right to nav on DC, align light illuminate. Yaw damper preset to on. Window heat on. And electric hydraulic pumps on. Go to the FMC. Position in it. We are at Geneva, Lima, Sierra, Golf, Golf. And we take the GPS left and paste it. Compare. Looks okay. Route LSGG to LF Papa Oscar. Next page. First waypoint at the end of the sit will be Molus. Now, maybe we first should look at the plan in Little Map. So the flight plan will be the Molus 3 Alpha departure from runway 23 to Molus, then UM729 till the waypoint intersection Nivin, then direct to Dijon, follow then Upper Hotel 10 towards Amodo, Melun VOR, and that's the end of the flight plan. After that it's the arrival to LFPO. So that is what we enter on the FMC. After Molus we take the upper mic 729er towards Nivin, after Nivin Dijon, Delta Juliet Lima, then the Uniform Hotel 10 towards Amodo, Alpha Mike Oscar Delta Oscar, then Melun Mike Lima November 113.6. and we activate. Perf init, 0 fuel weight 55 tons, 0.2, reserve 3 tons, cost index 35, flight level will be an even flight level 260. Average wind, we check active sky. Average wind 250.22. Winds at Geneva 2608, favoring of course the runway 23. Okay, average wind 250 at 22. Temperature at Geneva is 4 degrees. One limit. Takeoff 1. Derated. And assumed air temperature 44. Takeoff page, flaps 5. Center gravity 26.4. Trim 4.75. Departure. Runway 23 on a Molus 3 Alpha departure to Molus. Check the leg. Seems okay. Next page. So for the radio now we need 3 VOR, Passerelle, Saint-Prex and then Dijon. So check little nav map for that. Passerelle is on 116.6. Saint-Prex is on 113.9er and Dijon 111.45. So we enter that information in the radio. So the first VOR is Passerelle 116.6. Second VOR will be Saint-Prex in the standby 113.9er. That's for nav 1. We put the same in nav 2, but this time as the active frequency 113.9er. And second VOR is third VOR will be Dijon 111.45 in the standby for nav 2. That is set. We can set the transponder to TA array, although array is not active for the moment. Let's put the flight director on. We start. This time let's have a look at the departure. So we will do runway heading 223. And check more the details of the departure little nav map. So we depart on runway 23 and we go to the Passerelle VOR and we climb to 7,000 feet. When we reach that, we turn left to heading 107 to waypoint Golf 602, and that will be at a distance of 4 nautical miles from Passerelle on the radial 134. After this waypoint we turn left on the heading 51 and we go all the way till Molus. That's the end of the sit, and Molus will be at a distance of 9.6 nautical mile from Saint-Prex VOR on the radial 098. So that will be for the departure. So as far as the passerelle, we can put the first radial 134. That's when we do the left turn at 4 nautical miles, and that's indeed the waypoint GG02. So we climb straight on till 7,000 feet, turn left to that waypoint, and then heading 0512 Molus. Auto brakes, reject takeoff, flaps 5. And it's time to start the APU. Set the fuel pumps on. No lights illuminate. APU to on. Low oil light illuminates. Start 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. EGT rising. Trimmer can come on. Packs to auto. Bleeder on the engine off. Wait for EGT to descend to nearly 500 degrees. 600 and decreasing. And now the APU lights illuminates. We have the right frequency. It should be 400. It's 397. But no amperage, as there is no connection to the gen yet. We normally wait 1 minute. That we abbreviate to 15 seconds, like that. Okay. Put the gen of the APU on, 1 and 2. Check back the current, it's not delivering. APU bleeder can come on, and duct pressures increases. Temperature in the cabin is rather low, 5 degrees. So we'll put the packs on high to warm it a little bit faster. Anti-collision lights can come on, and that's, we are now pretty much set for the pushback. For the pushback, we check the taxi first at Geneva for going to the runway 23. So we are at stand 5. They will be pushing back nose left. We turn left on the taxiway and join the Alpha. Turn right on Alpha. All the way till to the end, to the holding point, runway 23. So we push back nose right, nose left. Go to better pushback, request the pushback.
Go to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
So we say we push back nose left. Like this. Press enter.
Go on to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Tow. We can now complete the FMC. N1 limit is set, takeoff +5 is set. Now we have the speed 135 V1, 136 E rotate, 140 V2. This is now indicated on the PFD. So runway 23, we go to a ding of 7,000 feet.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
And let's say 8,000. 7,000 is the minimum. Waiting for the pushback to start. We can start the clock now, but we'll not forget it. QNH, we can set it to 1000.
Stow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Releasing parking brakes, indeed. Elevation here is 1420.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Correspond to the airport elevation. 1400 and so. Pushing back, we can start the engine. So first, packs off. Duct pressure increase over 35. And we start the engine number 2. EGT lights illuminates. Fuel flow lights illuminates. And 1% is increasing. 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 10. Go to the N2, 24 fuel run. EGT increases and N1 increases now. Fuel flow start to increase. EGT is peaking around 480 degrees and now decreasing. Start valve is closing. N1 is stable and EGT decreasing still a little, but mostly stable. Good start on engine number 2, starting engine number 1. EGT lights illuminate, fuel flow lights illuminates. N1 increasing, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.9, 10, 24% and 2 fuel run. EGT increases. N1 increases.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Setting parking brake now.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
EGT now decreasing. Start valve closed. N1 stable. And EGT stable. Good start on engine number 1 as well. Go to the overhead panel. This time we can put the pitot heat on. Release the truck. Isolation valve goes to auto. Packs to on. And we wait another 15 seconds for the engine to warm.
So we disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time on Haverside flight.
Engines 1 and 2. Bleeder on the engine 1 and 2. APU can come off. We leave the bleeder on the APU for cooling. See if the truck is going away. There is. Thank you, sir. Pin in his hand. And we can start taxi. Engine start. Off. Taxi lights on. Wing
Ladies and
lights
gentlemen,
on.
we'll be taking off in just a few minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for departure.
And we put the seatbelt signs on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
So all that is good. We can start taxi to runway 23. So straight on, left, and right on Alpha. Thrust on 30%. We are rolling. Thrust idle. We can turn left. And right on Alpha. This link, but anyway. All the way to the end, take the holding point runway 23 for the departure. So we plan to have an initial speed of 220. Remember, we will be in manual flight. We are not using LNAV or VNAV for the departure. We will only use VNAV in the cruising phase. Thrust idle. So, flaps 5, auto brakes rejected takeoff, QNH 1000, seatbelt signs on, taxi checklist complete. To recap the departure, we fly runway heading 223 and we climb to 7,000 feet towards the Passy VOR. Maybe Passery VOR, and that will be on 224. Maybe that's a better way to say it. We can use the VOR. It's practically a straight line. We pass the Passery VOR, and when we reach 7,000 feet, we then turn left on a heading 107. Approaching the holding point on the left. And we stop. Put some more lights. Strobe lights can come on. And the landing lights can come on. We have received a takeoff clearance. Ignition to continuous. And we align with the runway. 23. 22 now. Still 23 in our scenery. Thrust 35, 10 knots, ground speed. Thrust idle. And we align with the runway. Climb runway heading till Passery VO1, which is 7 miles ahead. Thrust at 30. A little left, and we are on runway heading now. 60, stable, forward pressure, takeoff power set, feet of the rudder, $80 knots,
80 knots.
release forward pressure,
V1 rotate.
5% pitch, 10%, continue, 10%
Positive
gear
brake.
up, maintain 10% pitch,
$400.
and we engage autopilot on and Volok on. The auto thrust on and increase to 220.
1,000.
So we stay, this one, we stay on this course till 7,000 feet. So we will pass the Passery VOR, passing now 205, flaps up. Auto brakes on the off position. Flaps up, no lights, gear off. Passing now 4,000 feet for 7,000 feet before the turn. We can put some terrain. As you can see, we have nasty mountain left and right. That's why we have that altitude restriction before the turn. We need to be at 7,000 feet. So the minimum safe altitude is 5.3. We are now passing the VOR. You see the needle has done the 180 degrees. And we are flying away from the VOR. Passing now 5,300 feet. Climbing steadily. Towards the 7,000 limit. That's indicate here by the green arc. So we are good. passing now 6,300 feet. So 8 flight level 080. Speed 220 knots still. As we have quite a long turn left on heading 107.
1,000 to go.
Passing 7,000 now, turning left 107. We put the altitude altimeter standard and we level at 8,000, flight level 080. Waiting for further climb clearance. On that heading we should intercept the radial 134, and when we intercept the radial we should be at 4 nautical miles, so we'll be very further away. That's not too bad. So we are doing a slow turn. DME is already, it should be 9.5, so no. GG02. But that's okay. In fact, the DME will decrease as we pass. Now we can do the left turn on 051. And we climb, let's say flight level 120 or 140 initially. Because of the wind, we can slightly adjust the course to 045. We are going now towards Molus. And for Molus, we need to tune the Saint-Pré VOR, which is available in NAV2, but we need it on NAV1. So we switch the frequency, and we already put the next one, 11145, in the active for V2. That will be the deal. So at Saint-Pré we should use the 097 radial. So we should be flying away. So it's still decreasing, but then it will increase when we will be overhead Saint-Pré, as we are nearly there. Saint-Pré is on this direction, and will be a beam Saint-Pré. The needle will be at 90 degrees, and that will be the minimum distance, and then the distance will start to increase again. Now increase the speed, 250 knots. And we can remove the landing lights, runway lights, taxi lights, ignition to normal, logo lights off, wheel lights off, seatbelt signs to auto. Saint-Pré 21, DME decreasing, still flying in the direction of Saint-Rex. I don't know what is the real pronunciation. Sierra Papa Romeo.
Ladies
1,000
and
to go.
gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude,
Approaching now.
a special thank you to each of you.
Flight level
And
140.
welcome back to our SkyMile
Increase the speed
members
to
and Million
285.
Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off,
And we can continue the climb to
Thousand
flight
to go.
level 280.
unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to
260,
use caution
was it?
in opening the overhead bins to prevent injury
Check
to
it out.
particles that may have shifted during takeoff. Now reaching
Let's check
altitude,
the
ready state.
FMC
To use approved electronic
260
devices.
is the
Now
cruising
this
flight
of these
level.
devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products.
So the needle of
Starbucks
Saint-Rex slowly
water
turning
juices,
to the
a variety
left,
of complimentary snacks, as well as
and
a
the
selection
DME
of
is
refreshing
decreasing.
items and all
It's
day
now
goodies. Beer, wine, and
15.1
spirits are
nautical
available
mile.
complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main
And we should
cabin.
turn when we
A complete
fly
listing of
away from
available
Saint-Rex at
beverages, as well as
9.5.
our fresh eats items can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection
So
of
after
documentaries
that
as well as
Molus
on-demand TV shows,
intersection,
movies, and music.
we will turn
You'll
left,
find that the screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your
heading
own headset.
295 to
Otherwise, if
intercept
you
the
do need a
Dijon
headset,
316.
just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
And that's the point we will stop the video for the departure. Passing now flight level 168 for flight level 260. Saint-Rex 9.9er. And the needle is nearly perpendicular to our flight track. On the ND of the first officer we see the Tidam waypoint and the Molus waypoint. That's the last waypoint on this track. You'll see that we will just be passing a little left, a little right of the waypoint. Needle is now nearly at 90 degrees, so the DME will not decrease anymore, and instead will start to increase when we go over. So it's at 8.2 now. That does not change a lot. Now we see 8.3, so we passed the VOR. And at 9.5 we can turn left. .6, and at 9.5 we should see that needle centering with that 097 radian. That's the 097. And needle is already, DME is already at 9.5. Now the needle starts to come. And now we can now turn left on the 190 to catch it a little. Turn left to heading 190. Wait a little, because otherwise you could start the other turn in the other direction. And that, on that heading 190, we will need to intercept the Dijon VOR. So we can tune Dijon 11145, and the course will be 316. So Dijon is currently at 80 nautical miles. So you see it's, for the moment, the needle is on the left part, but as we continue the turn, we will be flying towards the needle. Heading is 290. So we are flying towards the needle, so it will come back slowly. And when it's close to the center, we can engage forelock towards Dijon. Now let's see what we have after Dijon in little nav map. So we will be approaching using a 316 course. Then
1,000 to go.
we do a left turn on 303 degrees. So that will be a Dijon 303 radial 4 till Ocrix. And that will be, if we remove this Biro and Chabi intermediate waypoint, so it will be a 303 for 41.75 nautical miles. And at Ocrix it will be a right turn towards Amodo. So right turn 319 degrees for 36 miles, and we intercept the Melun (288) to Melun. So that will be the second part of the flight, and then we of course will be descending. So where we are now, 59 nautical miles from Dijon, and the needle is slowly coming, very slowly. And we are level at flight level 260. We can now engage VNAV to increase the speed to 301. Dijon 55 nautical miles. See how we will intercept after Nivin the 316 course towards Dijon in 20 nautical miles. That is already a 45-minute video. Crazy. See there the needle for Dijon on the ND. Still more than 2 dots deviation, but we are coming closer. We could of course go to 280 at the 30 degrees intersection. That would be an intercept faster, but there is no need to. For the moment we have 26 degrees intersection. 290 to 316. So at the intersect we do a right turn of 26 degrees. Dijon is 42.2 nautical miles. And we intercept up, we see the needle slowly coming. So we wait a few minutes more, and when it is nearly centered, we engage forelock. We have less than 2 dots now. Distance 38 nautical miles. One and a half dot. So less than 10 miles to intercept. One dot deviation, so after Dijon the next VOR would be Melun. Melun is on 113.6. And it's already tuned, so less than 1 dot deviation. I'm nearly there. Still waiting, because if I engage forelock now, Zibo will turn left and then right, which is a little bit crazy. Only a right turn is needed. Okay, let's engage forelock now. And it's now intercepting the 316 course towards Dijon. At flight level 260, speed 302. We are still using knots below flight level 27280. After that we use Mach for the speed, so we synchronize the heading with 315, 316. 20 nautical miles from Dijon, and that is a good place to stop the video now, and we will continue when we are close to the arrival.